Hello, Fiona, and thank you for being with us today.
Hello, hi, thank you. It is an absolute honour to be here.
Well, I have to congratulate you because you have been nominated in three different categories for the Grooming Business Award. So, how do you feel?
Absolutely incredible, completely overwhelmed. Honestly, would have never expected it in a million years. I'm quite new to grooming, but I have such a fantastic load of customers that really support everything that I do, and they're truly amazing. And I wouldn't be here without them today.
Oh, yes, because I can tell that you really had a huge support from your customers.
Yes, they're honestly, I'm so lucky. I really am. They're 100% just amazing. Very lucky indeed.
So, well, let's talk about you and your career. Um, Grooming wasn't the first thing you thought about when you first started out in professional life. I mean, that was totally different because for 5 years you first worked on boats, then in banking and financial sector, if I'm not mistaken. So all of a sudden you become a groomer. But this experience you had before in these fields, um, does it serve you today in your life as an entrepreneur?
Massively, yes. Obviously, like you say, I started off. I did a lot of work in hospitality. I worked on the P&O boats. I did very long shifts, but all my roles up until I started grooming were all customer facing. So I really learned, how to deal in that situation, build relationships with customers, how to interact with them. And definitely it served me so well now, being in grooming, although obviously a lot of our time is spent with dogs. That relationship built with the customer is incredibly important. Obviously they're leaving their little babies with us, so it's very much about trust and care, and empathy. 100%. If I didn't have that experience, I don't think I'd be the same groomer I was today.
Yes, so after 5 years, then you decide to embrace a pet career. So what made you take this decision? Why are you a groomer today?
Well, that's quite an interesting question, because what led me to it was, when I was quite young, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, which is an inflammatory bowel disease, and I was very poorly for a long time. Throughout my life, even in the jobs that I've had before grooming, I was in and out of hospital. And I think what happened was I'm quite able to apply myself to anything, but I sort of lost enjoyment. I lost love for everything. Sort of my health took over my life massively. Um, and I just sort of asked myself, what is it that I love? And ever since I was little, my mum always tells stories of how I was in a pram and people would come up and poke their head and have a look. And I was surrounded by animals. So I have been an animal lover since day dot. When I was little, I had rabbits, and I pestered my mum and dad for years, to let me have a dog, and finally they conceded. And yeah, so I think in the roles I was in before, I just wasn't getting that enjoyment. So eventually I sort of asked myself the question, what is it I love? And I decided to start a dog grooming course. And I completely changed my career. I tried to find a job working with animals, and I got a job working at the Dogs Trust. So primarily that job was caring after the dogs, and sort of looking after them, their day-to-day care, which taught me a massive amount, today with regards to grooming, with handling and learning the dog's behaviour, how they react, which obviously put me in good stead. So yeah, it's just one of those things that I sort of just decided I was going to do, and I just haven't looked back at all. I'm so glad I took the jump and come away from all the jobs that I was fully capable of doing, but the love wasn't there. And I think for me, I'm quite new to grooming compared to a lot of other groomers out there. I've less than 5 years really, and only a couple of years self-employed. But I absolutely love it. I've always been creative, so that side has come out, and obviously my love of animals as well. So I couldn't ask for a better job now, and definitely not going back to any of those other ones.
And is it something that was well accepted by your family and people around you, that you decided to quit everything and become an adult groomer?
I think initially it was hard because I was starting from scratch. And like I say, I wasn't young-ish, you know, sort of, you know, I was in my late 20s when I decided that I wanted to be a groomer. So, you know, I really did have to start from the bottom going up again. I mean, my parents fully supported me because they could tell I wasn't happy and my health was awful. It was only really the fact that I had quite a major surgery about 4 years ago now. It's completely changed my life, and it's given me the freedom and independence to get where I am today. So honestly, it's been incredibly amazing, and it is quite overwhelming to, you know, even think I'm here being interviewed by somebody. You know, it's been quite a roller coaster of a ride for me. So yeah, I'm rambling. Sorry.
It's okay. I mean, I totally understand you. You suffered badly with an autoimmune condition, and I have to say that I totally understand what what you faced, knowing this myself, and I'm very admirative to see all your accomplishments. Even though you consider yourself as young groomer, I can say that. I mean, you've come so far and quite quickly, despite the situation. Is it something, you know, this disease, hopefully you're better now, but is it something that still has an influence on your work and your life in general today?
It, as much as I think it's changed my life, and it definitely has for the better, it definitely has its challenges every single day. I get quite fatigued, I get a lot of pain, but I don't think if I didn't have grooming, you know, it's just, honestly, it's been my saviour, to have something that I can pour my heart into and all my work. And it is, I think, since I've become self-employed, even more so, because it's like my little baby, something I can show for. And I think for a long time where I was ill, I felt like I didn't have much of a purpose, and grooming's really given me that. And definitely this is just the start. You know, sky's the limit, and I want to give it everything I can.
Oh, that's fantastic. So your baby's name is Fancy Pope's Boutique. I love the name, by the way. You can see that fantastic pink and purple poodle. Love it. Love the colors. Love everything. So can you tell us a little bit more about your baby?
So yeah, after I had my surgery 4 years ago, I decided to take the plunge and go self-employed. And I started obviously with the name. I love the sort of the poodle look and the sort of boutique-y salon look, which is very much what I was going for. So it sort of started as a very small idea. I started grooming from home part-time while I worked full-time. So it began quite stressful, trying to balance the two, and it just grew. I just poured, like I said, I poured everything into it. And I didn't really do a lot of advertising, I must admit, but I like that a lot of my customers have come from word of mouth. They're all people that have either, you know other customers or have seen my work, and they're like, oh, you know, I want to get Freddie in, or, you know, and it's great, and it really makes me feel good knowing that. And it was only last year, so on the 19th of November last year, I moved to a premises, and honestly, now, you know, it's grown even more, and I can't be more thankful for that. And I think being in a shop has a lot to do with that. And I'm very, very lucky as to where I'm located.
Yes, yes, because I saw that. It's like, if I understand it well, I saw the pictures. It's like a lovely Autism Village. And yeah, I saw the
Yeah,
pics and whoa, like it looks like out of time. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous. And I mean, this is totally the kind of place I wanna visit next time I go to UK. I mean, I definitely will come to see you and see your boutique. And
oh yes, please.
and this made me think that a lot of groomers actually do not really think too much about the location of their boutique when they first start. And would you say that this dreamy location of yours is part of the success of your salon?
Yeah, I'd have to say I think it does have something to do with it, definitely. Like I say, I did grow my business before I moved here, but ever since I've moved here, it's just thrived even more. There are some really beautiful businesses, amazing little independent companies all surrounding here in beautiful, beautiful Kent countryside. There are lovely walks that people take their dogs on. So there's quite a you know, a strong dog community around here, and everyone's really friendly. You know, all the local businesses are very supportive of each other. So I feel very, very lucky. There is also a vet's next door. So again, perfect for bringing customers in. It really is, you know, it's a world away from grooming from home for me personally. Like I said, it's my little baby now. So I'm really proud, and it's just sort of slowly nurturing it into something bigger.
Yeah, well, actually, that's a really a dream place, and it also looks like you have a very good relationship with all the boutiques around you, all the shops around you. And personally, I always thought it was mandatory for a business to be well integrated into the business web, into the environment, and to have good relations with all the neighbors, business neighbors. So. Did you manage to create, like I feel when I see your post and Facebook, did you manage to create a strong business community with your neighbors?
Oh, definitely. It is very Eastgate Artisan Village. It is very much a little community hub of businesses that all were supporting each other, which I feel very, very lucky for. I'm very close with quite a lot of the other business owners here, and you know, we do try to support each other, promote each other's businesses. Of course, when my customers are here, they're very lucky to have all these beautiful businesses on their doorstep that they can go around, and you know, they can pop into the cafe, you know, have a lovely coffee and cake. There's a micro pub as well where you can have lunch. There's a hairdressers, beauticians. Oh, honestly, the list is endless at the amount of businesses here. So, like I say, yeah, we're like a little hub of you know, supporting each other together.
Yes, that's fantastic. And I mean, listening to all you said, I mean, I totally understand why you've been nominated as a role model, as best entrepreneur, and as a creative entrepreneur as well. I mean, it's all there. You've got all the ingredients for a perfect recipe. Yes, you've got it. So I wish all groomers could be at least as successful as you are, and having a good vision of business should be. I mean, you're great. You are fantastic. You're fantastic.
Oh, thank you so much. It honestly, it feels like a dream. It really does. It's taken, you know, a lot of hard work, a lot of horrible, painful days for me to get to this point. So yeah, I am very proud, but that's also, it's very hard for me to say, because it just feels too good to be true. I just, you know, with my health, there tends to be sort of a point where I get knocked down. But honestly, the last, I'd say, 3 or 4 years. It's just been incredible, and I really hope that, you know, it stays that way and continues to grow. So I feel very lucky, and it honestly, thank you so much for all your kind words. It really, really does mean a lot to me.
So it's all true. And then, well, I know you faced the disease, but did you encounter other type of obstacles while creating your business over the last 3-4 years?
Yes, I suppose I did. You know, much the same as I'm sure everybody else is. You know, life is very unpredictable. You know, and once you have one autoimmune condition, I'm sure, as you know, it sort of opens up to many, many more. So my health is an ongoing issue. You know, I've been diagnosed with more conditions since then. And it is like I say, it is a daily battle, but because I love my work so much, you know, I can kind of put it aside, but sometimes to my own detriment. I mean, you know, I've had a lot of loss in the last couple of years as well. Unfortunately, I've had my grandparents, both of them, pass away within a month of each other. So that was a very, very difficult time. And with COVID as well, it honestly, you know, it's been very, very, very stressful. And I'm sure I speak for a lot of groomers when I say that. And most recently, this second lockdown, there was a lot of controversy over whether dog groomers could be open. And I'm so glad now that the government have realised, you know, what we do is very important for dogs' welfare.
Yeah, so we have a second lockdown here in France, and the same issue with groomers debating on should we open or not. And there is really, for the moment, the situation is not sorted here. We don't know. Well, for the moment, the regulations say no, but some people say yes, and blah blah blah. So it's very difficult. I think it's very difficult for everybody. But hopefully we will all go out of this situation and save all our business and psychological life as well. Well, thank you. Yes. So thank you very much, Fiona, for answering all my questions today. It's been a real pleasure to meet you and talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you to everybody who voted, and congratulations to all the other nominees. A massive, massive achievement. Thanks for having me.